Have you ever felt like you weren't enough? Too small, too weak, or too afraid? Well, in today's story, a man named Gideon felt the same way. But God had a big plan for him and 300 of his friends. Once upon a time, the people of Israel were oppressed by the Midianites. They cried out to God for help, and God said, "I will deliver you from the Midianites through Gideon, his sons and grandsons." So Gideon gathered 32,000 men to fight the Midianites. But when Gideon and his army approached the river, God said to him, "You have too many men. If I were to give you all of them, you would boast and think that your power, not God's, had won the battle. So you must reduce your army." Gideon was scared, but he did what God told him. He sent 22,000 men home, and those left were still too afraid to fight. So God said, "I will make those who fear to their homes. Those who lap water with their hands up to their mouth will stay." So 10,000 men lapped water with their hands and stayed. Then God told Gideon, "You still have too many men. Only 300 will go into battle with me." So God took 9,700 men and left Gideon with only 300. But before they went to battle, Gideon divided his 300 friends into 3 groups. Each man had a trumpet, jars, and torches. Then God told Gideon, "Wait until night and attack the Midianite camp. Blow your trumpets, smash your jars, and shout, 'A sword for the Lord and for Gideon.'" When the 300 men were hidden and the Midianites were asleep, they blew their trumpets, smashed their jars, and shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." The loud noise and the bright light made the Midianites think that an army of Israelites was attacking them. They didn't know that only 300 Israelites were there. They turned on each other and ran away. Gideon and his 300 men pursued them and defeated Midian. So you don't have to be afraid or think you're not enough. God can use anyone who trusts him to accomplish his big plans. Do you want to hear more stories about Gideon and his 300 men? Open the book of Judges in the Bible. It's an exciting story that proves God's power works best through weak people. And remember, no matter how small or weak you feel, God has a plan for you. So don't be afraid to take on your giants with all the tools and weapons God gives you. You never know what God might do through you. Now it's time for you to be a hero and do something kind for someone else. Remember, God loves you and wants you to be brave. Share a comment on a godly experience that you did that made you a hero.